It's only taken 3 hours, guys, but we are into game 3 of our first series of the day. Lacoste, what is happening? What is Dota? What is Dota anymore?
Well, Misha said the game is gonna be fast, and it really was. Not for them, though. I mean, they did not win. So game number 3, we see Io first picked by Espada. An instant pick by Team Spirit.
Oh.
This is their classic.
Here we go. This is a very speedy draft. Espada straight with the gyro after the Io, but Weaver Centaur for Spirit.
They heard us whining about how games are too long. They want to make it a little bit faster.
And this draft is very speedy. Phoenix, Bounty were very quick bans from Spirit. They took a little bit longer banning the Drow Ranger. Definitely a solid ban out there, but Wraith King, Wyvern, and Necro very quickly banned out by Espada in that first phase.
I like the answer to Io. Weaver. Speedy can get on top of the Io behind enemy line. Same goes for Centaur ulti with the Blink Dagger. Just blow up the Io.
And especially against Io Gyro, having that return. You know, both of them do very little damage with their right clicks. You can spin that damage straight back into them.
Yeah, also Centaur really good against the Gyrocopter. Naturally builds into Crimson Guard, which mitigates pretty much all the damage from the Flak Cannon.
I mean, this game, potentially just, you know, pipe Crimson. Maybe he gets like Vanguard Hood, Blink, and then finish off those AoE damage mitigation items. We'll see what he gets up to, though, as the final bans in the second stage. Espada are dipping into reserve time, thinking about what they want to remove from the hands of Team Spirit. It's a pretty difficult one. Not often do we see Skitter playing the Weaver. We know from his time on Penta, Skitter loved playing the Centaur, and I feel like Hestejo has been the Weaver player for Spirit for the longest time. Is there a chance this is like a position 1 Centaur for Skitter?
That's what I was thinking. Centaur, probably gonna be Hestejo's hero. Weaver, you never know. F and G could play it as position 5. I mean, they can run it as a 4 if they want to, but I think they have a different hero pool for Weaver.
We'll see what they get up to. We know that FNG likes Shadow Demon. That could be an option here. A good setup for the Centaur. Centaur illusions are pretty nice. But also just being able to purge up the Io. Take him out of the fight. Now Bane is the removal, though. A double disable. Always handy. Nightmare the Io, grip the other.
Yeah, Ogre's still in the pool.
10 seconds remaining.
Is Treant as well? Yeah, Treant's still in there as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Dipping into reserve time themselves. What would you like to naturally see go up with an Io Gyro?
They need some kind of a disable, because Team Spirit could easily sneak in.
Team pick.
Storm Spirit / Ember Spirit. So they need to be prepared for that kind of a pick coming out from Team Spirit.
So an Earthshaker could slot in here from Espada potentially.
Definitely.
Earth Spirit. Really one of those kind of position 4 heroes that brings that teamfight synergy to the table.
10 seconds
Spirit, on the other hand, looking pretty much for their position 5 in this drafting spot.
Yeah, since Espada has Io, which is played as position 4, I think they need position 5 support. That's a good call. It's going to be a lane Shadow Demon and a Centaur. FNG loves to play it. Use Disruption, Soul Catcher, just increase the damage from high damage output on a Centaur.
Double edge with.
Yeah, pretty much a guaranteed kill.
Some tasty stuff there. And Disruption, of course, always really nice to set up Hoof Stomp. I do like the old Shadow Demon. So Espada up against SD. We used to see people pick Warlock, but you mentioned the Ogre. Does come out now for them.
Now it's a good time to go for something like an Ember Spirit, maybe even Storm Spirit. Not too many answers so far.
Yeah, none at all. And it's pretty much the same position as they picked the Storm in the last game, right?
Yeah, also if they want to go for something like an Invoker, that could work well. You have Disruption
5
into
seconds
Sunstrike,
remaining.
but also Boss Wax Invoker would work in this scenario really good. They have all the time in the world to think this through, almost full 2 minutes.
What do you think of Alchemist here for Team Spirit? Maybe not in this pick exactly, but maybe the last pick to come out. Because
Sure.
Espada doesn't have a lot of burst damage, and heroes like Necro, Wyvern, Drow Ranger, all taken out of the pool. And you've got 3 real sick Ags heroes that you can give over some Aghanim Scepters too as the game gets a little later if you need to.
Yeah, that can work. You mentioned no burst damage, so he can out heal all the damage coming out from Espada right now. They're gonna take their time.
And then you've got Disruption Alch Illusions doing some mad stuff.
Ursa is still in the pool, so I don't think they want to go for it right now.
Oh yeah, you're damn right.
Maybe as a 5th pick, though.
Yeah. That Ursa does mess him up pretty badly. Down to the wire here for Spirit. 30 seconds. They do get the double pick, of course. The pick ban into pick.
I don't see too much of a Monkey King in CIS region.
No, I think the only time we ever see it is like, 4th or 5th pick, Monkey against Ember, to try and win that lane and shut the Ember Spirit down. I think that's the only time I've really seen it. We don't even see it against, tanky offlaners.
Team pick.
Oh, so they are the ones who take Treant Protector.
They can't let Espada have Tree and Ogre lane, right?
That's some nasty ass lane, man.
Whew. 2 unkillable tanky
I think this is
bastards.
gonna be Ogre as their offlane. They'd love to run it.
10 seconds remaining.
So Ogre, IO, not necessarily they need to use
5
IO and
seconds
Gyro
remaining.
on the same lane. Well, everything pretty much open for them right now, so they can switch it around.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a Dark Willow or something here to go with the Ogre.
Radiant
Something just
team
to,
ban.
throw some spells into the mix, but a tiny again for Espada. Still leaving that Ogre open. A good amount of burst damage now as well from them, so they'll be able to deal with the Weaver potentially. Burst through that Centaur.
10 seconds remaining.
But I think with last pick here, like looking at this 4v4,
5 seconds
taking into account
remaining.
last pick, I do like Team Spirit's draft. Espada having to pick beforehand.
These heroes on side of Team Spirit are really hard to
Dire
get
team
killed.
ban.
Sanking ban. Man, I didn't see Sanking for quite some time. Sanking and Slark, these heroes just don't exist. So Weaver has ulti, doesn't go down that easily. You have Centaur ulti to save people. A lot of strength that he builds into those survivability items. You have a Disruption plus 3 and Protector heal. I think Espada is going to have a hard time killing
10
those people.
seconds remaining.
Time to ban out the 9
5
Invoker. You
seconds
mentioned it
remaining.
earlier.
Yeah, I think Invoker would fit well.
Like Exalt Invoker in
Dire
particular.
team pick.
They ban the Zeus.
They have the last pick, so I'm still thinking about Ember Storm or Invoker. Invoker would fit nice, but they're gonna see the matchup, so they can pick a better hero if needed.
Maybe Espada steal the Invoker away from them. That's definitely a potential. Because going into Disruption, Hoof Stomp,
10 seconds
even Overgrowth
remaining.
with a Sunstrike hero there, Invoker could easily get kills across the map.
5 seconds remaining.
And we know that ILTW can play a pretty mean Invoker. But it feels like he'll likely be on the Tiny. We'll see. If Nyx and ILTW switch things up a little bit. Now 15 seconds left. The one pick to rule them all. And is it your POS 5? We're about to find out. Is it a final pick support from Espada? It will be the Ember you mentioned. And that
I still think Invoker is is a good pick against the Ember Spirit. Just removes his shield. Works well against the other heroes. Or they could go for some burst damage, like Alina.
Arc Warden.
Oh yeah, we saw a lot of Arc Warden yesterday.
Yeah, the first couple of games it was all about that Arc Warden, wasn't it?
I just need to check something about Arc Warden. I don't know the numbers on his Spark Wraith. 100 damage, 160, 220, 280 against Ember Spirit.
Feels like every level it beats it. Against that Flame God, we'll see what they get up to. FNG, Treant Protector, Biver on the Shadow Demon, so they do actually go outside of the box a little bit. I would have expected FNG to be on the SD. And it will be the Skitter Weaver. Hester Joe on his signature Centaur. And 9 on the Arc Warden. But Espada, Immersion IO with an ILTW Gyro. Misha on the Ogre. Nyx Ember and BZZ Tiny.
They have a lot of control now with Ember Spirit as the last pick. You have a Tiny Ogre with stun. You have overtime damage for Treant Protector heal. You have also Ember Spirit to remove the Treant's heal. Not sure about the Arc Warden. Wasn't 9 playing Arc Warden yesterday where he used Necrobook level 1 and no Midas, then decided to go for Midas after Necrobook. Yeah, and then didn't upgrade it at all.
Yeah, he had quite an interesting take on the old Arc Warden item build. They won that game though, right?
Yeah.
I believe anyway.
Do you hate those pauses like you had all the time in the world?
Yeah, I do. What's this? 1 tip equals something boot camp. Well, there's the tip. FNG says K.
Edu.
Like, I'll take you to boot camp or something? I don't know. What does that mean?
Well, maybe a sandwich on a boot camp.
I'll buy you a can of Coke. Got TeamSpeak issues for Espada. We'll get that. Well, they'll get that sorted out for themselves.
I love how TeamSpeak issues appear right after the draft is done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, who's this? Is that a penguin? I think Beaver's drawing a penguin. Skitter doesn't want any drawings. He is anti-art. Cuts it out. Philistine. Noughts and crosses. How long until the noughts and crosses starts? Or tic-tac-toe, if you want to call it that. That's what we usually see. Very good. Here we go. Game 3. 1-1. Team Spirit up against Espada. The winner of this goes into a best of 5 against Alliance, where Alliance do have a 1-0 lead from that upper bracket advantage.
So TeamSpeak is fixed.
Congratulations, Espada.
You thought you had me, didn't you?
You have succeeded. So Nyx with Observer Ward sprinting across the middle lane. Let's have a look. Does Biver get there first? His Observer Ward goes down. And Nyx triple pinged, gets spotted, seen, and unfortunately will lose that ward.
Yeah, again, Team Spirit plays that ward before.
Just a couple of seconds.
345 against
2 seconds. That's all it takes. 35 against 37.
Yeah.
Oh, yours says 1 second. Oh, yours is more accurate. Your scientific method from freaking Dr. Lacoste over here. Alt clicking.
Yeah, but I have to switch to a different ward, click with a mouse, so they might be placed at the same time.
I'm just going by the timers down here. 5:15, 14, 16, 15. Yeah, 1.5 seconds. Literally nothing. Immersion trying to snatch up this bounty rune. Hester Joe, 4 seconds to go, moves forward. Misha, nothing leveled up just yet. There's the hoof stomp into the Centaur. Steal of the bounty rune. And a 3-1 balance of the bounties.
So they're swapping the lane. They want to have Gyro and Io against Treant Protector. If they see Treant, he can easily die. They also need to bring a lot of sentries to this top lane, since they have 2 Invis heroes.
Misha bodyguarding BZZ.
9 has same item build queued up as we discussed.
Yeah, identical. Seems like his go-to.
Also has a sentry ward, so that means the ward is gonna get dewarded. Needs to swap TP.
I'm waiting for that nice time when he's lost a little bit of HP. Good CSing there with the Spark Wraith on the range creep. So bottom lane, Shadow Demon and Centaur against the tiny Ogre. Should be an interesting battle down here. You mentioned up top this Treant has to be careful. Immersion with a sentry. And ILTW with homing missiles starting to chip away at Skitter's regen pool. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's bloody annoying.
They try to go on the bottom lane. Centaur used stun, did not connect. Now it's on cooldown.
Tiny fighting off against his own illusions. Bit of damage there towards the Ogre as well. Very slow and stable lane setup though from these teams. 8-0 on the Arc Warden against the Embers 6-0, but he's got 3 creeps coming in under his tower, so should be able to get back on the level. Where's first blood going to happen, Lacoste? Where is our first death going to occur?
I would say bottom lane.
2-minute runes, top haste. We'll see who gets that grabbed up. Nyx will make his move over. Massive creep wave bottom. Is that a triple?
Nyx is gonna die.
Nyx is going to die. Oh, he's gone for the haste, but dearie me.
1 more hit.
20 HP, grabs the haste and runs away, but where does he go? He's got no salve, just tangos, buys a Wraith Band. Bottom lane, Misha has dropped within an inch of his life thanks to the Soul Catcher. Nyx playing with fire here a little bit. The Flux comes out again. Flame Guard will keep him up and running. Nyx plus Misha equals Nisha, by the way.
Yeah, he's losing a lot from this lane. Brought the flask, now he needs to go back because he has no mana. He was winning that lane, but played a little bit too aggressive. I'm not sure if someone was using the chicken. Bottom lane.
Avalanche slows it down, and BZZ turns to fight with the Bloodlust and the tree grab. That's the Joe. And Biver thinking twice about that little initiation. At the very least, Ember Spirit can TP back to the lane. It's always the worst scenario when you try and TP home, you die during a TP. You will be able to return to the lane without too many problems. 9 has raced ahead though, 19-5 now. CSing like an absolute monster. FNG, Nature's Guys with Leech Seed, no points in the living armor just
going
yet.
on him on mid lane. Spark Wraith.
Nyx, good slight into chains. Forced to salve up though, and again, like you said, running out of mana. Every time he goes in for, 2 or 3 CS, he's spending a good 150 gold or something like that to bring out either Clarity, Salve, Mango, whatever it might be. FNG, do they have Reveal? Rocket Barrage will do a decent amount of damage, but FNG salves back up. Immersion and ILTW back to dealing with Skitter's Weaver. Oh, DD Rune now spawns top. 9, he wants it. Good little aggro there on the creep wave to make sure he doesn't lose too much experience or gold under the tower, but they re-aggro back due to nighttime coming. The thing is, though, he's got the first blood on the Ember. You're absolutely right. That double damage rune slams down onto Nyx.
Once he hits level 6, and that's going to be right now, he can just kill him again. Ember Spirit is level 4. I'm not sure if Ember can actually go back to the lane. Yeah, he's TPing to jungle.
Exactly. This is level 6 at 4.5 minutes on this mid. Arc Warden, another avalanche from BZZ. Again, just to disengage from this fight. Try and turn it back around towards Biver. Misha sticks around with a tanky Ogre. Biver and Hester Joe trying to contest this pull and maybe get that range creep CS. It's Bounty Rune time. That's why. I was like, why are they running straight past them all? Bounty Runes are here.
Oh,
BZZ up on the high ground. The backstab from Nyx. Hester Joe stomped down. Slight dodge. And BCZ's taken down the Shadow Demon with Nyx finding Hester Joe here, helped out by that Ogre Ignite. Nyx gets involved and gets at least something out of that rotation.
Oh man, this Arc Warden is gonna be huge. He only needs a recipe for Necrobook 1.
Oh dear. 30 and 14. I mean, what's his net worth right now? 3,000. This is down to the fact that he just hasn't had to spam regen out to himself. Top FNG chased down and hunted. ILTW will deal with the stick charges coming out, and Skitter gets donked by the homing missile, while Immersion might be in a little bit of trouble here. Back behind the tower. The damage is already done. Skitter, no Shikuchi remaining. Stick charge, Wand keeps him alive, but the final hit from ILTW shuts it all down again.
They're playing a bit too aggressive, trying to focus the gyro, swapping aggro to an IO. Also, one way you can deal with 3 Protector on a lane where he is playing a support, not an off lane, because he goes for a different kind of a build. You buy Quelling Blade with your carry and just eat the trees.
Ember Spirit has the TP home. 9 shows him that level 8 Arc Warden cannot be messed with. Pops out the Tempest double. Nearly solo kills Nyx and forces that TP back to Fountain, pressuring the tower with a catapult wave as well. Almost 7 minutes in, and that tier 1 mid down to half health. Team Spirit now deciding to go with the defensive tri-lane around Hester Joe. Might swap Skitter down here as well. We'll see what they get up to. Definitely should be looking for a kill on BZZ as he has pushed all the way to this Radiant tier 1. Backstab from FNG. Nature's Guy's not there for the root. So BZZ's tiny. We'll move over, scout him out, and be perfectly fine.
How's our buddy Ember Spirit doing? Not level 6. Okay, he just hit it, while Arc Warden level 8.5. So he's just gonna start spamming spells on Ember Spirit.
It's reasonably uncontested CS down at the bottom rune. FNG is fighting. I just want to keep my eyes on Nyx because this could go south quickly for that Ember Spirit. 9 piling that damage in. So top lane, Gyro and IO, they've been pretty much left to just free farm up here. ILTW doing reasonably well. Call down to clear out the creep wave and get some more pressure onto that tier 1.
It feels like they want to clear this stack, maybe go for a shrine. A lot of HP missing.
Feels bad. Ogre and Nyx trying to body out that top rune, but it spawns as a regen. Bottom for Biva's Shadow Demon. What's Tiny up to? TPing mid. Give some bottle charges to Misha. They don't have a smoke or anything, so not sure what this maneuver is. It will get scouted as well. Radiant Observer Board sees them all coming.
Oh,
Sentry?
not anymore.
Oh, they know. They saw it all happen. Dire Observer Board there first, of course.
He was just escorting this 2-headed beast so he doesn't die.
FNG drops top. Half HP on ILTW and Immersion, and that's like worst case scenario. We've always got to focus one person when you're dealing with an IO. Preferably the IO himself. Spreading that damage makes things very awkward. Yet again, the tri-lane bottom for Team Spirit. Soul Catcher, Disruption, Stomp from Hester Joe, and that's the Ogre. Absolutely gone. Decent pick off there as Team Spirit will consolidate this bottom lane and get Hester Joe level 6, push him in towards that cloak, that hood.
Yeah, FNG knows he can't do anything on the top lane, so he just rotates around the map. So, Necrobook 1 finished.
Yeah, 9 uses this for farming. Farming, pushing. Pretty tasty stuff. Oh, Hester Joe dies bottom. Deary me, missed that one. FNG sprinting back and away, but the Nature's Guys resets as he breaks the tree line. A quick disruption from Biva to buy some time, but the toss over the top will get Tiny a double kill. 10 minutes in, Bounty Rune's about to spawn. These kills very important around that time frame. Skitter has the missile on him. Does get hit by it as LTW and Immersion with the help of Nyx. A quick time lapse back. And Shikuchi away. How many did they get? 4? 4 bounty runes there for Espada.
This Arc Warden slowly getting out of control. CS wise, Ember Spirit has a lot of CS, but he has 1.5k less net worth than the Arc Warden.
I expected Centaur to be more farmed than he is.
He has no boots. Once he buys the hood, yeah.
I guess the 2 deaths have hurt him quite a
Dire's
bit.
top tower is under attack.
Good Observer Ward still sticking around here for Spirit, watching the retreat from Misha and BZZ, likely knowing the smoke's coming.
He's on a warding mission. Just popped smoke. He needs to place some vision around the mid.
Good position from FNG, looking to be that
Radiant's
smoke
middle
buster.
tower is under attack.
New Observer Ward under a sentry still, but he is in position just to try and spot out Misha and BZZ as they make their long way around. 9 very defensively holding back here, not farming forward, but also not expecting this maneuver all the way through the jungle. It gets pinged out now as they must have caught a glimpse of them for a split second. Misha and BZZ potentially caught in a trap between these Team Spirit heroes, but they have an avenue of escape to back out to the north. I don't think Spirit want to chase this any further.
2 deep wards placed with this smoke movement.
We'll be able to spot out 9 now as he farms up in that jungle. Top lane, Skitter was getting some free time. I mean, both of these side lanes looked good for Team Spirit as that smoke move was happening. Hasajo now with the hood and the boots. Much slower paced game
Dire's top tower is under attack.
than the rest of this series. Good toss. Back onto the Ogre. Stomp up. Hasajo makes sure he doesn't get chain stunned down, but this Ember Spirit arriving. Looking for this slight chains. Hasajo trying to dance around inside the creep wave, but would you believe it? 5 heroes down here for Espada.
And they're gonna be relocating where I can't find it, just back to the top lane.
FaZe Aquila
Dire's
drums
middle tower is under
for
attack.
ILTW, aiming for SNY and then BKB after. Very much a
Radiant's bottom tower is under
slow and
attack.
steady incremental item build, just getting bigger and bigger little by little. Living armor on that top tier 1 though, make sure that IO and Gyro don't get too much done.
Hand of Might is finished. He's gonna pop 2 of those at the same time. 3,000 net worth advantage for Espada. And it's mostly in the hands of Gyro. Even though Ember Spirit didn't have the best start, he kind of recovered. Ember Spirit farms jungle pretty quickly. With Flame Guard, they can't take it off away from him.
And they need FNG here to land a good couple of roots. If they want that kill to happen, Nyx will fall back. Maybe look to go and shrine. So Hasajo with the blink queued up.
Dire's middle tower is under
Has that
attack.
hood done. Biver has been pretty quiet this game, but by playing in
Dire's middle
the bottom
tower
half of the map and that mid lane, Skitter has been allowed to take the tier 1. Mid tower also dead to 9 with a double Necro units being popped out. Nyx looking just to try and get the gold from them.
They saw that smoke.
Nyx should not get caught by this.
We didn't talk about Bloodlust. They have an amazing team. The Bloodlust, you have Gyro, who throws away flag cannon charges real quickly with it. You have Ember Spirit, and you have Tiny. Tiny always lacks attack speed.
And even movement speed, like for Tiny, is absolutely amazing. Slow lumbering rock man. Definitely helps him out. Has his blink dagger and he wants to show it off.
So if Tiny moves from a high ground to a low ground, should he go faster?
Yes. That's how gravity works. He's a rolling stone. He's not allowed to gather any moss. That's the one rule, I believe. Hasajo homing missile with living armor on him. The call down. Disruption saves him from it. FNG ready, but not in position.
Radiant's
Can't
middle
get towards the
tower
rest
is
of
under
Espada as they have fully retreated.
Radiant structures
Mid
are
lane Nyx with a
fortified.
DD, gets in on top of the tier 1. Gyro and Io up to top to grab the bounty runes. And Team Spirit responding and reacting, but not accomplishing anything.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, runes just spawned. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounty runes again for Espada. So
Again. Well, they might have found one bottom as well. Quick time lapse. If that multicast had come when he was here being tossed, I think that Weaver was dead. Unfortunately.
like they want to smoke again, but they're under the ward. They need Centaur to get a Blink Dagger, otherwise they're not gonna start these fights in terms of we want to fight here. It's not just gonna happen. Ember Spirit has
Radiant's top tower is
Maelstrom
under attack.
finished, farms jungle and the lane, and you have Gyro just moving with the IO, farming a lot of camps. What's the net worth? 9,000. Ooh, man. This Arc Warden is gonna explode.
Skitter might explode as well. Homing missile chases him all the way through. Shikuchi is ready. Do they have any chain stuns? They've got the sentry still here. If he'd run east, he would have survived, but unfortunately chooses incorrectly the direction towards safety. 9 will defend the tier 1, and with just his Tempest double, pops out the Necro Book as well. Get some gold and shove that wave. 9 now with Boots of Travel online as well. Can really start spreading this map.
Oh man, this IO is so farmed. He's level 10, 16 minutes in, has a max Soul Ring, Urn, and Magic Wand.
Where did that mech come? I swear I looked at him 2 minutes ago and it's like, oh, Soul Ring, Urn, Wand.
He has almost same net worth as Weaver.
Yeah, it's more net worth than the Centaur. Biver dying mid as BZZ. And Nyx. Invis Ember Spirit actually still wrapping around on top. 9 thinks he's safe, but relocate forward. Spark Red down with the magnetic field, and that is not going to save you today.
Radiant's top tower
Tier 1 tower should get grabbed here by Espada as well, as they've got 4 heroes so swiftly moving across this map.
fortified.
Do you love what I'm doing? I said Arc Warden is gonna explode.
And then he exploded.
And he exploded.
Yeah.
That can mean anything.
Very, very clever use of the English language there, Lacoste. I don't know how you do it.
Oh. Treant Protector is dusted, but it's way too deep to dive him.
Team Spirit feel like they want to try and, spread this map out, have Arc Warden split pushing, get some, they want farm on all 3 of their cores. But it just doesn't feel possible with the way that Espada are able just to collapse and group as 5 onto 1 or 2 targets so damn quickly. Team Spirit are struggling pretty significantly here to handle Espada. Nyx will take a chunk of damage from 9. A chunk of damage, not all of the damage. Nyx jumps away. Low mana, low HP, but will survive to fight another day.
Both cores going for S and Y. Why? Gyro finished his, and
Huh?
Ember Spirit is going for S and Y. I'm pretty sure that's not the best idea. If he wants to, he can just keep the Yasha, make another item, and then get the Mantis Style at one point, just to get out of the route. And at one point, Arc Warden is gonna build towards Bloodthorn or Nullifier, so you need to have something to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm lost for words. I do not understand. I mean, usually I'm pretty good at rationalizing things, but I think this game in particular is even worse for S&Y because you've got Weaver and you've got Stampede, right? That Sanj main not going to do a hell of a lot. Roshan will belong to Team Spirit as they finally catch a break in this game. Aegis into the pockets of Skitter's Weaver. Espada finishing off that tier 1 bottom, lining their pockets with a bit of gold and claiming another objective. 3-12. Espada still with a 7,000 net worth lead. Feels like it's going to come down to these BKB timings on the Gyro, and looks like Echo Saber coming for the Tiny soon,
Dire's top
adding in
tower
even
is
more
under
burst
attack.
damage to their arsenal, and a smoke from 4 of them. Moving towards Hester Joe, blink back and away. Can they follow in? They definitely cannot. Immediately, 9, double TP to top. Sees the 4 of them bottom lane, so he shoves tier 2. FNG.
Dire's
Nice
top
disruption.
tower is under
Beautiful from Biver there. Keeps that Treant alive ever so barely. Relocate top, looking to try and take down 9. Arc Warden gone. Espada. This is the speed.
middle
All of a sudden, they've gone from bottom lane to top lane, and 9 thought he had a free line to go straight for that tier 2.
Team Spirit wanted to play around top lane, but Smoke did not come fast enough. Try to fight for the runes. They got 2 runes this time.
9 still has his Necro book up here. He's there in spirit, if not in body. But look, there were 4 heroes top. Now there's 4 heroes bottom.
The power of relocate, Gary.
The power of this bloody Ember. I mean, Ember doesn't even have boots of travel. Just the ability to TP and Remnant around the map. With that relocate helping the Gyro, of course, accomplish a very similar thing. Tiny set up, ready for top if they want to fight. Goes in. And yet again, we see the Tiny miss the Avalanche. Weaver, that incredibly elusive hero. Disruption to try and dodge the damage. The IO arrives and Biver will die. Chase forward in towards the Weaver as 9's Tempest Double does come through to try and turn the tides. A quick time lapse back, but look at Immersion dropping quickly. Spark Wraith will not connect. The final bit of damage from 9 as the Stomp arrives, and Hester Joe shuts it down. LTW has to deal with a Stampede now, but the Centaur, speedy, tanky, very swiftly moving back, but he is cut off. The pass will not be made.
The fight is still going on. Do they see the Treant? Oh, this is gonna get dewarded.
FNG. Hold the line. Skitter shifting forward, but BZZ is quicker than you. The multicast comes through. The overgrowth, does it buy enough time? There's no time lapses there. 15 seconds without it. TP out from BZZ will succeed. Skitter looks like he might still die. Age is taken away from him. LTW's call down. A remnant of that battle landing on their heads, and they might just get an ogre kill from this, but that will be the end of the story. Misha tries the TP, but they put a close to that story.
So he actually decided to go for SNY on Ember Spirit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
S and Y?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a reason. A little bit of tankiness from that Sanj. Maim against these heroes is not that good.
That's an interesting move. Centaur caught out all on his own. I guess the maim, like the movement speed slow is not good. Maybe the attack speed slow is good against the Arc Warden or something. Slow down the attack speed of all those summons. I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea.
I mean, if you think about it, when he uses Slight and it procs on a couple of heroes' units, that might not be so bad. It's like a cheap Scotty if it procs.
Yeah. Smoke from Espada.
Dire
Scan.
scanning.
Finally connect. And they know that Weaver is shifting down. They're going to find him perfectly here. Misha, Obs up on the high ground. They've got the reveal. And they've got the lockdown. Skitter thought he was ever so patiently, safely farming.
Yeah. Gabe couldn't have said it better. Amazing performance. Just Observer Ward on top to have the vision, which means that this ward is going to get dewarded, but this one is not.
And Spirit, this Arc Warden, who we thought was going to have an absolutely simple time, is now
Radiant's middle tower
stuck
is
on this
under
kind of
attack.
split push duty. 9 with his main hero comes out to Midas. Creep wave cut down by Gyro IO in the back.
They still have amazing base defense. They have the Swarm, you have Arc Warden, plus Treant Protector. If they decide to just be in the base, split push a little bit with the Weaver and the Arc Warden, they can keep
Radiant's
this
middle
game
tower
going for
is
another
under
hour.
attack.
Oh, Skitter. He's gone for a pretty nifty play there. Respawns and time lapses back. So he's straight into this lane, pushing away. Very smart. Doesn't waste a TP. He's immediately into action. But now, without time lapse for 30 seconds, he has opened himself up to a potential death, but the game sense is there. TP's bottom, groups up with his team. Misha Invis. Did he break a smoke?
Oh, FNG just placed the sentry a bit too late. They're trying to go for runes, 3 runes against 1.
They know where he is, they just can't see him. Centaur Stomp. Connect. Oh, Skitter, no! Deary me, they relocate the gyro down here as well, looking for a little bit more. Where is our dessert? Main course is done. Hester Joe. Nice bit of apple pie with custard, yeah. Centaur Stomp catches Nyx's Ember, but can Misha get here in time? The blink being cancelled by the Flame Guard constantly. 9 will hold the line.
Since they changed how relocate works, you don't pretty much ever TP offensively unless you have some good setup, like any kind of a stun, Nyx, Assassin, Centaur, whatever. You just use it to farm the other lanes and go back. If enemy team is trying to play a split push game, which Team Spirit needs to do, that's good thing to have.
FNG thinks he's found Misha, but I'm not sure how this fight goes. BCZ and Nyx apparently just not wanting to get involved. Afraid of the rest of Team Spirit sitting behind them, but with a DD rune now up. Aghanim's on the gyro thanks to the level 15 IO talent. Nyx with DD bottled. Considering that move forward, but Team Spirit, they do retreat back. Play around their sentry wards. They've got reveal in a number of places.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, that's an obs and a sentry.
Oh, mid lane.
Oh, who have they got? They've jumped in. FNG roots back. Hester Joe full HP. He's looking to take down BZZ. Tiny. A cooldown will land on his head, but he's already lost his life as the Stampede takes Team Spirit out of the fight. Danger no more.
They can choose where they want to fight with Arc Warden's bubble. And if they feel threatened, just fall back with Centaur ulti. You have a Shadow Demon Disruption and Treant Protector. This is a position 5 Treant Protector, but he still does the job.
Never going to get Meteor Hammer this game. Unfortunately, places an obs ward right under a fresh Dire Sentry. And Arc Warden, again, just keeps this defense of the lanes going. FNG under that sentry still. An Ogre dodging out of that hoof stomp just in time. Next Ember does arrive, burn through that living armor with ease, but the disruption slows things down until the Sleight of Fist clears it all up. Team Spirit in the back, the relocate forward. ILTW forced to BKB, but Skitter and 9. They've fallen away, and the Shadow Demon will be the only casualty to fall after that Treant's death. I guess you can count the Tempest double clone there as well, but Espada still in the driving seat this game. 7-21 with a 12,000 net worth lead for the Dire. And they're shutting out all of these outer towers now. It feels just like a battle for the next Roshan is what is going to be the tipping point.
And Gyro will need to get MKB at one point, maybe. Because, I mean, if you play a ranged hero against Arc Warden's bubble, you need to get it at one point.
Yo! Ogre! Tiny! Meeting the entirety of the Team Spirit lineup, 5v2, they will all fall, but Espada want to continue battling? No, they do not. Retreat away with a quick remnants out, and ILTW sprinting with the help of Immersion to disengage from 9 and Skitter, who chase on forward. They taste blood in the water, and they know that the past couple of fights, Espada have been disjointed.
Oh, Jared, these Mjolnir procs. He uses Arc Warden, Doppelganger, sends it in front of them with Mjolnir on. This is a secured Roche for them, I think.
Scan as well. Radiant know that the Dire are on this high ground, and they are coming. FNG spotted, killed, taken out of the game. Roshan not dead, 2,000 HP. ILTW moving in with his BKB, and Skitter, oh, careful now. With the time lapse back, he's full HP, but the Roshan about to die and grabbed by ILTW. Dire get the kill, and the Roshan, the Aegis, and the takedown on Weaver. What is happening? Disaster central as the catastrophic scenario for Team Spirit starting to ruin their day,
Io.
but Io's gone in without a buddy, didn't tether up as he relocates forward. He does give away his life.
So who picked up the cheese?
Dire's top
I
tower
see
is under attack.
no one having a cheese. Okay, Ember Spirit has it.
Ember Spirit has the cheese.
Hero number 10, he almost died. Had to pop the cheese.
It's gone now. Yeah, you're right. What was he dying to?
Arc Warden.
Arc Warden.
Yeah, Tempest double.
Dear Lord.
Runes are spawning minute 30, which means Book will be available.
That's a gyro Aegis. He has no BKB. LTW drops. Stampede has been used. In comes 9. Magnetic field ready. BZZ trapped in the trees, and he's gonna die there. FNG.
Who's gonna tip BZZ?
Good toss. Well, there's 9 with a mega kill streak. No tips for you. And Espada yet again showing that maybe they are tilting a little bit in the communication department because they're just not gelling. Tiny and Ogre seem to be playing their own game, while the other 3 are desperately scrambling to keep up with them.
Oh, good play by Ember Spirit. Just decided to go back. 3 enters there. He has overgrowth plus level 4 nature's guys. He can't get out of that.
So Ember queued up Lincolns, bought the Perseverance, and then says, forget Lincolns, I'm buying a BKB.
He needs a BKB. All those Mjolnir proxies, Shadow Demon, increased damage, Centaur. Just too much for him to handle it without a BKB.
Shadow Blade for Tiny.
Yeah. And Arc Warden, level 20, attack range, plus Hurricane Pike. What's his range with it? It's
like 900 or something?
900.
Yeah. Is it exactly 900? It is 890, right?
890, yeah. We love to round up those numbers.
Of course.
It's almost
That's 1,000, yeah. We've been through this. We love rounding up. Oh, there we go. Espada back for the bounty runes.
Yeah, I have 3,200 MMR. I'm 4K basically, right?
That is literally how it works. Go and ask Reddit. They know what's up. Just keep rounding up until you hit the number you like. Smoke from Espada. D-wards are coming out from Team Spirit. Arcade rune down at the bottom of spot. Not going to get grabbed up just yet. 9 is out in the open here, potentially. And pops out his Tempest double to TP bottom. No one showing here on the mid lane. 2 Dire Observer wards. 1 high ground, 1 low ground. Giving vision of Hester Joe for now.
If you go SNY, phase boots, butterfly on gyro, you really don't need to go for movement speed talent, and you have IO with you. It's kind of a waste of a talent.
Should have just gone for the cooldown.
Yeah.
What does that make it? 20-second cooldown if you go for that talent. Cooldown, 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 cooldown.
He's moving at the move speed 550 without the phase boots. He also has a bloodlust, so it's kind of a waste of a level 20 talent.
Don't stop him now. Gyrocopter, Mr. Fahrenheit, sprinting around the map. Cutting the wave as 9 is on that tier 1 down at bottom. Team Spirit just trying to weather this storm a little bit. Just a tiny bit afraid of this gyro with the Satanic up, of course. Having that Aghanims upgrade means he is incredibly difficult to kill. Onto the tier 3 they go. Get into that bubble. Break through the living armor. Espada trying to just nudge this game in their favor. 9 sends his Tempest double forward. Hester Joe, the 2-man stomp. In comes the IO to save the day. ILTW kept up and running. He's got that Satanic to go, but the Nyx does not. BKB forced, but he gets the Remnant over the overgrowth. FNG not quite able to time that.
Tempest double will be ready in 10 seconds. They're gonna have a problem sieging those tier 3s. 2 bubbles.
I mean, that was BKB Ember and Espada almost all-inning. The tier 3 is full HP. Double damage bottom. Feels like it's a requirement and not an option here for Espada. Good catch by BZZ. Got the courier as well on top of the kill of Bibba. Now the relocate forward. They want to get more. Make them pay, but the relocate's not coming. I don't know if it was cancelled or what has happened because 9 is pushing top with one of his bloody Tempest doubles. The tier 3 is taking an absolute beating, while Espada sat here wondering, where do we go? We have to go back and defend. Io will remove himself from the fight middle to defend top lane.
In all 3 games, we had Treant Protector and a couple of more heroes that are the best against the sieging of an enemy team.
Double damage empowers me. Never refuse gold.
Dire's top
It is
tower
incredibly
is under
difficult.
attack.
I was getting closer to a heart.
Dire's tower has fallen.
Oh, wow. Sure is. But a heart doesn't save you tier 3. Can't respawn your towers. Immersion.
TeamSpeak problems.
Absolutely. 1 minute.
1 million.
1 monkey.
I'm just gonna stop there.
Excellent. It's really fortunate here for Immersion that 9's Tempest double is about to expire, or else Io might just die. That is an awful noise.
Yeah, what is it?
It sounds like someone's pissing electricity.
Someone's pissing.
Electricity.
Alright.
Like, you think Razor pisses normal? It's not liquid. It's like plasma or electricity or something. Come on. It's got a little buzzing noise to it. I'm going to move away from there. It's worse than the TP sound. Oh, what I noticed today, I was watching a pub game, and someone was playing Broodmother, and the webs make a noise.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Because I formatted my PC.
You're a good guy, Gary.
But it changed all my audio settings, and usually I have game settings quite low.
I know you're a good guy because you don't play a Broodmother.
Yeah.
Exactly what you try to say, right?
I just had no idea, but it makes this like spooky Halloween haunted noise. If Broodmother wasn't spooky enough. Get the soundscape. Couple of deep wards still out from our Espada on this Radiant side of the map. Not too much to be said about Team Spirit's Vision game. Another 2 minutes or so until Roshan is back. Another MKB. Not only the Arc Warden, but also the Gyro. Yep, just finishes his up. Misha sees the TP from the Tempest double come top. Immediately bails away. Get a bit of regen going. But it does feel like a never-ending battle for both of these teams, just cycling through the motions of pushing out lane after lane, dealing with Arc Warden or dealing with the IO TPs.
They have a good way to stop those split pushes from Arc Warden. You have Relocate, you have Ember Spirit. At one point he's gonna buy Boots of Travel, so it's gonna be way easier. What's the Roche? Roche may respawn in less than a minute.
It's going to start getting tiring, though. You know, you can feel it's very mentally draining when you're doing the same thing over and over again, but you're not really able to, team fight. You can't play the game as maybe you would have wanted. Especially, I think, for someone like Skitter. You know, quite a young player, quite steady in his carry style, but he always feels like that guy that wants to get into the mix of things, right? He's not that kind of AFK, passive, wait it out.
You love Skitter, don't you?
Yeah, sure. He's a pretty little boy.
No, I didn't mean that. As a player, I mean. You always say a lot of nice things about him. This ward is gonna get dewarded if they can get there. FNG was picking it out.
Down goes the Tempest double.
We see the power of Monkey King bar.
And up we go, living armor there. Sends our LTW back. Where is this little Weaver? Can he keep his head screwed on? It's been a pretty difficult game for him. Link Stomp lands. Hester Joe gets the initiation. Follow through not coming. Team Spirit. Quick disruption forward as FNG looking for the overgrowth again. Will not be able to follow through. And yeah, Tier 3 tower, 1600 HP, 100% remaining. Mid Tier 3, 100% HP.
And the Roche just spawned. I don't think Team Spirit can contest the Roche since they don't see anything there. Io is level 23. He wants to buy the book and gets himself to level 25.
Roshan already dead, like you said, before Team Spirit can respond as they would have liked. And now in a very awkward position, lane, on lane, on lane, all the way across the river. And two of them will be pushing up onto high ground in a second. Skitter has to deal with middle, while top lane has to really be a full team fight and a big brawl just to defend this tower. And there we go with the Ags. Magnetic field. Bubbles back. And Espada not getting sucked in.
Yeah, the problem is that MKB does not work against the buildings. It only works against units. So if he places a bubble, he needs to enter the bubble to deal the damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Ember still holds onto the cheese. Oh, 9.
Midas. Where's that Mjolnir?
Deary me. Nyx is able to face off against it at the very least. Kills off the Tempest double before it does too much damage. Tier 1 still standing, of course. Very awkward standoff, though. A team that's 24k ahead, but can't finish the game. And a team that's 24k behind, but can't leave their base.
They're only playing for 40 minutes, Gary. Just heating up for what may come after 60 plus.
This feels like one of those dumb situations, like who would win, you know, a stick or 10 Marines? Or who would win, 10 million lions or the sun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
well,
the stick wins because you just break it in half and you got 2 sticks.
Yeah, but the lions could win if they attack during the night, right?
Or if they piss on it.
But what if Razor pisses electricity on the sun, and sun has a magnetic field?
Then the plasma will ruin the fusion of the hydrogen atoms.
Yeah,
I'm remembering my 14-year-old science lessons. Or the other answer I heard to the lion one was, how long does a lion live? And then see if you can have the lions one by one, like live one after the other, outlive the sun until it blows up.
To just attack during the night, that's the easiest one.
So is that what Espada are going to do? Wait until nighttime and attack when it's dark. Come in from the shadows.
Io is 25, so now he's going to be the damage dealer.
Desolator coming. The snores from Biveran, the go-go from FNG. They know that something is a-brewing, and it is a big fat hurricane that we call Espada. Magnetic field down, stomp from Hester Joe. Gyro down to about half HP. Satanic and Aegis both still ready. They move forward as 9 with the Tempest double is looking for the Io. Immersion drops low, but he's kept up and running. The Gyro loses the Aegis as Nyx has taken down Hester Joe in the back. He's deep in. Kills off Bivra as well. This BKB paying off for the Searing Chains onto the 2 big cores, and the Remnant away. Keeps him alive. Tier 3 gone, and ILTW still with BKB. Refresher shard up. Needs the Io nearby to really help rip through these barracks with a quick disruption there. They slow things down, Team Spirit, but BZZ speeds it straight back up. Forward and back as FNG loses half of his HP. The Tempest double cleared through, and 5 alive from Espada. Finally, 42 minutes in, take the first barracks of the game and look for the Tier 3 middle. ILTW with no refresher shard left. Needs Immersion to stick around with him, but Team Spirit, they're being held back here. Searing Chains from this Ember Spirit really is causing a lot of problems. 9 has dropped low and he cannot lock down Nyx. ILTW looking for the melee racks middle. Another call down, another flak forward, and Nyx on this Ember. He is just 1v4ing them. No disables to stop this TP. Biver will not get there in time. He disrupts him back in base. ILTW onto the Tier 3 bottom now, looking to close out this game, and Team Spirit on the ropes. Last chance, Skitter dead. Buyback is available, and he will be forced to use it. 2-man stomp, double edge there. Oh, ILTW, cheese up, and Nyx is in. The monster of Espada is ready to fight. Forward they go as BZ slaps around 9 with his big old club. This stick is too big for you to handle. GG, says FNG, and Espada will be your winners, and the guys that head on to the best of 5 against Alliance.
That's 50,000 net worth lead in the end. They had 20k plus. They decided they had enough. Nyx goes in, buys a lot of time.
Infinite time. that Ember Spirit went back to base like 3 times. Kept the Weaver and the Arc Warden stuck in Searing Chains for a good 30-40 seconds.
Yeah, I think Team Spirit sometimes overcomplicates things. They love to run unconventional position 5 heroes. It works sometimes it doesn't. This time they were pretty much stuck in the base. It was 9 on that Orc Warden trying to stall the game as much as possible, but in the end it didn't work. They were just getting out farmed.
11-0-10, 9-1-11. Really great performances out from ILTW and Nyx. And we have one more series for you today from the EU qualifiers, a best of 5. Alliance lead 1-0 already because of the winner bracket advantage. And that's coming up in not too long. Alliance up against Espada. We'll take a short break, guys. See you then.